Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Katawa Shoujo. In this one, it looks like we're going to be heading to the nursery, or in other words, I'm assuming the nurse's office. I think that's where we left off. I walk in hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. Probably telling us to come in. Just a guess. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. A very clean doctor, oh. Purple hair, too. Hello there, what can I do for you? He is a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who's heard this question asked hundreds of times. Why yes, it says so on the door, no? You can call me by the name of just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nake. His eyes light up with a revelation and he snaps his fingers. Almost got confused with Naoki there for a second. It's bound to happen. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff, yeah, we heard about this before, didn't we? Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at the school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of paper around, I let my gaze wander around the room. Looks like he's running Windows XP, doesn't it? It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school's nurse office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all of the food groups. Well, too bad they don't show any of the posters here. It'd be kind of interesting seeing them now, wouldn't it? Those famous eating charts, the pyramid, whatever you call it. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be of much help. Well, naturally. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? Did we play sports? I think we might have. I think he mentioned it before, maybe it was soccer? Probably not. He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Oh, he did. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you to refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did had a burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Well, not exactly. It's because of a girl. Don't give me those eyes. What? I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just giving you those eyes, I just don't like that. It's very suspicious. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe? There's a pool here. I don't know, wasn't it winter time last we saw? Maybe it's an indoor pool. We were in the hospital for a few months as well. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times before. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. Well, that wasn't too bad. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. Yeah, to me as well. Almost like an optical illusion. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out the school and going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. Everyone except me. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? Oh, the horror. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. That's a nice new screen I think we have here. That is a big building for, well, I'm assuming it's the apartments, must have a lot of students here. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. I don't know, I kind of like the smell of fresh-cut grass. Eh. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward going inside. Can we, yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of graffiti around. Interesting. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Yeah, it's just the dorms, usually not going to be decorated that well in a school. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs, the same goes for the elevators and at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. Okay. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Well, we know what's on his mind already. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. Oh, so the toilets are separate from the rooms? It's kind of lame. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. If this is who I think it is, I'm not going to be happy. I just do not like this guy. If it... Let's see. Hello, is anyone home? He has to be home, of course he does. From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Every conversation with this guy is just insanely boring. That's what I have to say about this guy so far. I wouldn't blame you if you skip these conversations because, honestly, I want to myself and I don't know, I might do it myself if it just gets too tiring. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Probably because he's afraid of vampires, I'm assuming. Hisao Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup dude, the name's Kenji. Ah, hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It's probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Cause they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Wow, thanks for the compliment. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backward to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. Nice going. Yeah, probably best to not get to know your neighbor. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of the bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Oh, my parents must have put them away. I was thinking maybe someone stole them, as in that guy next door. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hee-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. They didn't stay here to see us? Oh well. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I'm sure they have a library somewhere. I think they might have mentioned one. Or it was an option to ask about it, I think, in the last episode? Maybe? I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. This a good place to leave off, I hope. But for now, the bottles of medications neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, or rather contents, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Is that a joke? It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. Well, I figured that's a bit morbid. It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? Well, basically all our lives depend on chemicals if you really break it down into the most basic of elements. With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Yes, go to sleep, please. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls, and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. And there he goes. Alright. Oh, we got a new chapter, I think. Maybe. Or it's just a little pause for the end of the day, I guess. Right. Anyway, before we go any further, I'm just going to save. Because that's all I can record for today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and in the next one, we'll continue and see how Hisao's second day of school goes. Until then, everyone, see you next time.